welcome to the session of PharmaConnect for optimizing procurement, production and logistics for the peak efficiency. What we'll do, we'll have a quick round of introduction for all of us and then we will get into the discussion. So I'll start with Himanshu. We'll just take a seat there.
Hello. Yeah, so good morning everyone. I'm Himanshu Rajput. I am looking after procurement functions at 𝐻𝐫𝐸𝐻𝐿 Pharma. It is a startup company in the name of SRK PureMed LLP. Right, and we are right now dealing in the finished product formulations for the domestic market. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Myself Machindra Pawar. I come up with 13-year plus work experience of supply chain domain. Currently working with Sun Pharma as a senior manager demand planning, and I lead the Asia Pacific market and ANZ for Sun Pharma. And previously I was working with the pharma companies called Cipla, and I have also worked with FMCD company called Crompton Greaves. Thank you.
Hello, good morning everyone. Thanks to organizer PharmaConnect for giving me opportunity. Myself Sheshagiri Koppal, I am looking after procurement for KSM intermediate and other material, raw material for the API plant. I am from Olon Active Pharmaceutical Ingredient. We are Italian based company, and I am also responsible to support any sourcing requirement for our other global sites. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Thank you, organization committee, for opportunity to connect with all of us here. Myself, Hitesh Kukureja. I am heading the Piramal Pharma Global Capex Procurement. We take care 17 plus international sites. I am ex Sanofi and Zentiva. Thank you to connect with all of you.
Hi, I am Chandrasekhar Jana. I am from Universal Nutriscience. I take care of planning and distribution over there.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Suhas. I head supply chain at Origin Oncology. We're a mid-sized biotech company working in NC space for oncology related scope. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Manish from Kusum Healthcare Delhi. I am heading the logistics of the company, and we are exporting to the CIS and ROW countries. Thank you.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. This is Neeta. I am heading international logistics for Full Life Healthcare Private Limited.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Nupur Jha, and I'm your moderator for this session. I am currently heading the FemCare Value stream lead for Kenvue, and also, so basically FemCare manufacturing head for India. And we have around 6 plants. Before this, I was with J&J, McCain Foods, Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. And so coming directly to the topic for today, so we have this session on optimizing procurement, production and logistics for peak efficiency. So efficiency and supply chain of pharmaceutical and healthcare is not limited to, am I audible? Okay, it's not limited only to cost and speed, but it goes beyond to patient access and product quality and compliance. So our aim for next 60 minutes will be to go beyond the buzzwords and talk about what works on actual ground across the value chain. And we have a rich panels from, so the discussion will range from oncology, supply chain to nutraceuticals, APIs to formulation, and also hospital procurement to international logistics. Not able to hear. Is this better? Okay. So we also heard in the panel, earlier panel, that the supply chain currently is under tremendous pressure. And we saw how there's uncertainty in market side as well as API supplies. Along with it, we have a complex portfolio now with stricter norms. And there's unprecedented pressure on cost, lead time, and service. So the core question for the panel remains, how do we have procurement, production, and logistics coming together as one unit and not work in silos, which is the common trend? And together as a system, how do we drive maximum efficiency without disrupting our compliances, product quality? So out of this session, 3 themes that you should be looking out for. First is integration and planning. Secondly, it should be how procurement and logistics should be looked upon as strategic levers. And innovations across people, process, technology, how should it enable us? So now, the format for the discussion will be, we'll have some question round. Along with that, we'll have a lightning question round, which will be very short, like just a sentence. And then we'll conclude with some audience questions. So I'll start first with Suhas. So Suhas, who is taking care of oncology supply chain and NCEs in Origin Oncology. So from your experience in oncology NCE supply chains, what are the key levers in procurement and logistics that deliver the biggest efficiency gain while still protecting clinical timelines?
Thank you, Nupur. I think it's a great question to start with. See, I've been associated with Origin Oncology for last 4 years. Just to give a background, Origin Oncology in the NCE space of oncology molecules. And we take right from lead to clinical trial phases. So it becomes extremely challenging for us during the current scenarios where regulatory things are changing quite drastically, and to have a clinical trial done across globe and even in India. So right from the drug identification, the supply chain is part of the overall discussion. So when we say, as Nupur rightly mentioned, efficiency cannot be achieved from a single department, like it be SCM or any other team in the organization. So it has to be the silos needs to be broken. We have to come together. That is where then the peak efficiency can be achieved. To do that, at Origin Oncology, we have a very capable CMC team. We have that CMC team consists of right from discovery and product development, a clinical team, and even the finance team is part of it, so that you have the financial angle to it when you're taking a decision. And moreover, in the drug development scenario, it's always, we operate on 2 concepts, fail early, deliver faster. So if the molecule is not doing good, drop it at the earliest time so that you can save time and the finance that is going with that. So just to have the efficiency, we do not work with multiple suppliers. So we try to find an end-to-end source solution where we can work with them right from the drug substance manufacturing to the DP that can be delivered to the sites. So in this process, we are able to save a lot of time, the cost which comes with that. So when we are working with multiple vendors, there is a risk associated with across all the vendors, right? So when we are working with an integrated supplier, who's working from DS and DP, he's doing both, and he's supplying it to my clinical time. So a lot of timelines are met internally. So again, when it comes to drug development category, there are a lot of activities are done sequentially. But here in Origin, we do along, parallelly, all the activities are done parallelly, whether it is stock studies, whether it is, in-house PBPK modeling. So this saves a lot of time. Plus, the having across vendors across globe, in US, China, even as in India, this saves us a lot of, having a risk of right now in the being geopolitical situation, the lot of things that moving out of China. So that is where my Indian suppliers are coming into our rescue, and a lot of things are we doing in India. And I heard somebody mentioning, a lot of APIs coming out of India. I'm sure there are many APIs coming out of India, but we are developing KSM vendors who can support us for, requirement which is required for clinical trial. May not be in the to the scale that we are looking at when the product is commercialized, but up till and at least that till it has gone to clinical stages, we are able to get the support from Indian sources, which is saving us a lot of cost as well as time in the present scenario.
Thank you so much, Suhas. And learn faster, fail fast and learn faster should be mantra across everywhere, all the processes, and not only in clinical trials. So thank you for your value add. Now moving to Machindra, who is managing demand planning for emerging Asia and ANZ at Sun Pharma. So Machindra, what approaches or tools have helped you improve forecast accuracy across these diverse markets, and how has that translated into better production and logistics efficiency?
Hello. Am I audible? Audible, right? Okay. Thanks, Nupur, for that question, first of all. So, to answer that question, obviously, it all starts from demand planning, right? I mean, the whole lot of things in the organization starts itself from demand planning. So, it flows from there. So, how demand planning will be done will be very crucial, and all other aspects will obviously follow, right? So, having a right demand planners and doing a better forecasting will have a lot of say on other aspects like inventory, your logistics agility and capability. So I would just give an example how we are working, for example, in Sun Pharma, right? So we have obviously digital transformation tools which we are working on to take care of whole lot of integration piece into the system. So it starts with demand planning where I can probably bifurcate that into 3 different steps, right? The initial step is obviously having a statistical modeling which is capable enough to have that baseline forecast, which would definitely have that baseline numbers into it, and then probably a demand planner can work on that baseline. And obviously then the second point is taking business intelligence inputs, right? That becomes all the more important. Having baseline number doesn't really always has that killer instinct, right? So you'll have to have a business intelligence from the market in terms of getting those inputs, how the market is behaving, how other competitors are doing. So there are whole lot of inputs which you can take from that consensus discussion, and then at the end of it, it's a collaborative planning. So like other panelists are also mentioning, collaborative planning ultimately helps us to align everybody on the same page, and then obviously its end goal is to optimize whole lot of processes, be it procurement, your logistics agility itself, and obviously lowering the impact of or stress on the supply planning itself. So to cut probably long story in short, demand planning is very, very crucial, and which plays very pivotal role in having a right forecast and thereby working on the right plan and reducing all other elements in the whole process. So that is what I would say.
Thank you, Machindra. On the same lines, if I have to ask that one lesson you have learned about demand planning in emerging markets that often gets overlooked.
Good question. So I can name one example probably. So local always beats logical, if that makes sense, right? So obviously having a local insights from the regional planner, it's always helps us to get that additional input in the system, and which obviously beats the system, right? You have the number which is a more of a logical, but then having insights and input from the local market helps. So I can give an example, for example, in ANZ market, right? So we have come across a situation where that there is like a competitor out of stock situation, whole lot of regulatory constraints to one of the products, then definitely your plan would change drastically. What system has given as an input would not work there. So having local inputs definitely helps us, and then you can take advantage of, let's say, competitor out of stock situations, your inventory, secondary sales, and the inventory position at the market. So definitely this is something which I have learned in my past experience, Nupur.
Thank you, Machindra. So you spoke about collaborative planning, which is very critical, and also the qualitative input that is required from the local teams, which play a crucial role, because most of the time we have seen that demand planning, people just focus on statistical and quantitative inputs, but it's qualitative inputs that change the game. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
And since we are on the demand planning and distribution planning, I'll just turn to Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar, who is planning and distribution head for Universal Nutraceuticals. So, Chandrasekhar, in nutraceutical, you deal with many SKUs and fast-changing demands. How do you design your planning and distribution process to respond quickly to market changes while keeping logistics and inventory costs under control?
Thank you, Nupur, for this question. So, coming on to that question, before that, I would try to give a perspective of what business does Universal Nutrascience do. So, we are into a business of nutraceuticals, catering to women's health, ortho, and and a division of consumer healthcare. It's a consumer products business. So we are more of a good to have product, not more like a must to have product. So there is a demand variability. Some products we are prescribed through the doctor, and some are demanded by the consumer. So there's a mix of pull and push products that we have. So demand forecasting is my key. So understanding the demand, how things will move in the market, what are the businesses going on, what is the next point of demand creation, how they will be achieving their numbers, which SKUs they'll be focusing on. So that would be my first input from them. And also aligning my suppliers to ensure at least they are covered for RM and PM for my running SKUs, for which I have high demand. And also, if depending on the cost perspective, if it is not that high, so I also ensure that I have good coverage on my RM PM for the lower selling SKUs as well. And on the distribution part, it's agility. It's being on time and in the market is more valuable for me for the business. So what I do is I try to mix of all the modes of transport, that's road, air and rail. So that depends on the situation and my business demand. I use that mode of transportation. Given the business volumes, my volumes are less, but I still try to manage to maintain all these three modes of transportation. So this is how I manage.
I think you have layers of complexity in your supply chain where you spoke about push and pull products. So push and pull products need different strategies of planning, very extremely different. Push needs, make to stock. Pull will be order to cycle. So I think you have really complex strategy of planning that and you also spoke about agility in your supply chain through different modes of transportation. So if you can also touch upon any improvement in demand or distribution planning that directly improved both fill rate and cost to serve.
So as I said, so for nutraceuticals, as far as I have understood, the biggest challenge is about the shelf life of the product. So shelf life is around 18, 24 and 30 months. So what we have done is we have tried to push our vendors and have more stability studies and increase the shelf life of the products, and also simultaneously reduce batch sizes of the products. So this has helped us to reduce the variability and have lesser volume of stocks the frequency has increased of ordering. So this has helped us a lot.
Okay, thank you. So we spoke on planning piece, demand planning, distribution planning. Now moving levers to procurement, where procurement and logistics as a second theme. And we move to Seshagiri ji. Hi. So Seshagiri ji, as a direct procurement for APIs and key raw material is central to reliability. How do you balance cost, quality and risk when choosing and managing suppliers at Olon? And what practices have helped you avoid disruptions or quality issues?
Okay. So this first starts with how you first identify the vendor. So, or developing a vendor. So first you need to change your mindset as a vendor to a business partner or as a customer, because we are a customer to each other. So first we had to change that mindset first ourselves. And you have to understand his capability, what are his capability, where he is good at, where he is little weak at. And whenever you try to develop this thing, you have to first see whether your available resources can able to provide the same new material or not. That will give, I don't know, because you are already aligned with that particular business partner, rather than finding a new business partner. So first, if he can able to support you, that would be better, because there are certain indirect costs are also there where we can reduce those costs. And alignment will be much more better, faster, rather than person who are interacting with the first time. And secondly, no doubt the financial health of that is first, most second is the financial health and his interest level, because there are certain business partner who are capable, but they are not that least interested. So in our case, we had to see his business interest along with his capability, business capability, and then try to normal tendency is that he will give input whatever you only ask. Try to get more and more detail and make him more speakable. So that are the few points we have to address. And if try to visit his site, as mentioned earlier in the panel discussion, so that you can able to meet other stakeholder or other function also, where you can get a feel of what that business partner, how is it, how they are capable. Sometimes with the initial interaction, you may not able to come, but when you interact over a face-to-face, when you visit there, you can come better insight of that organization or that product, which can also help you to reduce our cost also, and whether you can able to bring that benefit to at our area also, or like that. And then now, and you decided there are certain products which are, many players are there. There are certain products which very few can able to make. So accordingly, you would have to little bit make your strategy, how to develop. Because if a product is being made by many players, you have to see whether you can adopt whatever available at their end. That makes you cost effective also and easy also. And where there are few players are there, try to have more and more interaction with the cross-functional team, their cross-functional team and our cross-functional team. So we can able to understand whether that progress is taking at a proper pace or not. So these are the few, these things. Location advantage, and if at all you have to develop, you may require one or two, but try to explore many, 5, 6, 7 also. Maybe you may not get some benefit, but you can have some idea, because from it is a human tendency that person or that company will tell only good about himself. He may not tell little bad about himself. So you can come to know about that product also and about the whole from other business partner. So you consider what A business partner had told plus minus, what B has given, by C has given, what D has given. Like that, you have to have your own data, collect whatever the supporting document or site accreditation he or those business partners they can have, how you can take advantage of those situations. These are all factors you can see, and you give more and more transparency is the key area. Initial phase only you have to give transparency, what will be the future plan, so that he will show his interest accordingly. Avoid surprise at your end, so that you can also tell the business partner that I am transparent from the beginning, time to time. You also make him more transparent for what the development is taking place. So these are all factors we can consider.
Thank you for, clearly spelling out all the details of the element around vendor development, long-term partnerships, strategic partnership through trust and transparency, basically. On the similar lines, I think you have to give me some insights on what is something that you wish that production planning colleagues would understand better about direct procurement realities.
Yeah, okay. So, very good question. Especially planning does not work on only what is the lead time given at the beginning. Sometimes it may get changed. So, we need to keep in mind the current situation. Sometimes current situation like what geopolitical situation. So, it will affect our supply also. So the person need to aware what, or the team need to aware what the geopolitical situation is happening around us, what may impact. It may not be his KPI but it will definitely affect the concerned function also. So that is the one, and where you can able to consolidate, because certain items which there are many certain items which buy from the few suppliers, or there are many items we buy from a few suppliers. So try to have whether you can have a consolidated demand. So rather than recurring, sending RFQ, working on it, so you can consolidate the demand and give it to the consolidated suppliers. That will help better way.
So basically both ways, they understanding geopolitical realities as well as they giving a plan to you so that you can work accordingly. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shalini. Now moving to Himanshu. Himanshu, who works with Criem Pharma. Himanshu, with the increasing regulatory scrutiny and cost pressure, how should organizations redesign their procure-to-pay models to remain both compliant and competitive?
Thank you for the question. So when we are saying about pharmaceutical industry, it is a well-regulated industry, right? Am I audible? Yeah. So in pharmaceuticals, the quality, compliance and cost, it is very difficult to match, right? It is not exponential, it is a triangle. So we need to match the quality, we need to match the cost, and we need to have the serviceability also, right? So in pharmaceuticals, the industry is well regulated with countries to countries. Also CDSU is there for the domestic market, and if we are saying commercials, then NPPA is also there to regulate the cost. So it is difficult to get the right quality at the best cost, right? So first about your question, the challenge is not about the compliance having. The challenge is about the detection of the early faults and complying for the future, right? Like because the cost of non-compliance is far greater than being compliant. So like in the earlier panel discussion, Dr. Rajiv was emphasizing on the, now we are concerned about the impurities. So if we take one recent example, so in 2023, if you can recall, there was a tragedy of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol, and there were children deaths in the African countries, right? So many organizations strengthened their specifications with respect to the quality for the testing of such ingredients, such impurities, even if it was not emphasized by Indian government, but still they did it. It was a cost to them. But then after 2 years, now in 2025, we heard that the similar kind of deaths were there in MP and Rajasthan, right? And then the regulations were stringent and the test limits are there in the Indian pharmacopoeia. But the organizations who complied in 2023, now they are not having the cost increase, they are not having the supply disruptions, they are not having the delay in deliveries, and they are compliant as well. So the compliance is not the extra cost, it is the cost avoidance for the future. And it can, and as we are in the healthcare industry, we are responsible for the population, right? So yes, the compliance shall be first, then the cost comes second, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Himanshu. Now coming to project procurement. So Hitesh, question for you. So you work on global projects, procurement and supply chain at Piramal Pharma. When setting up new capacities or major projects, how do you ensure procurement and supply chain decisions at the project stage support long-term efficiency and resilience once the plant is operational?
Sure, Nupur. So, yes, as all of us know, we always invest for future, especially in greenfield projects. So there are two important aspects which we in practice take care at Piramal Pharma. First, right project consultant. So we do right partnering with international partners who manage our Europe, US and Indian facilities greenfield projects. Now as you know, the phases like feasibility study, conceptual design, basic engineering, detail engineering. So all these steps we do scientifically with right cost accuracy so that project goes in right desired direction with expected ROI, yield and efficiency. Basis of this, we choose right partner, consultant for entire greenfield project. The second important aspect which we do during procurement stage, where each equipment line where we take a decision. So in terms of decision making, we do collaborative approach with our technical team, aligning ethics and transparency with all our external partners, vendors. So we do score metrics mechanism. In score metrics in detail, all aspects in terms of ESG, fundamental quality, HAC, expected desired URS, efficiency, yield. Not only that, but also their reputation, the turnover. Along with this, the desired terms and conditions of the contract and the best price. Now for this all important vital parameters, we do the score metrics. The decision is not just with emotion, the decision is just not with past experiences, but also based on the live sport situation. So once we rightly align these core metrics, then we invite partners with help of technology for auctions. Based on the intelligence situation, we do English auctions, we do Japanese auction, we do Dutch auctions, and finally we take a fair decision so that a right partner is onboarded in the project. And finally, here we take care total cost of ownership in this exercise. So not only investment, greenfield, but also once after 2 years, 3 years, site is operational, site is validated, then what are the after sales, what are the services, these all things we ensure insulate in our decision making so that the decisions what we are making today, that should give leverage in the short term plan in desired output.
Thank you, Hitesh. On the same lines, I just want to ask you, do you have any interesting learning from your past project where early involvement of supply chain would have made a difference or can make a difference now if you look in the hindsight?
Sure, Nupur. So yes, I can recall one of the good learning experience across among all of us here. So in my one of the multinational company exposure experience, I was the instrumental for one of the highest Asia's vaccine facility at Singapore. So in this facility, greenfield project, 4 years before, the plan was 3-year start to end. And in this 3-year plan, 6 month advance at right time, we made team, we made blueprints, not only personnel, but all function, all collaboration, collaborative teams, cross-functional teams, plan B, plan C, each line, plan B, plan C, and at blueprints, and we were fully ready in terms of if we get any surprises at project at any time. So I feel I have experience that has helped us a lot. The project was started in 21, and instead of 3 years timeline, this project we have completed in 2 years and 6 months. Today, this facility is delivering that French company's top 5 vaccine international products, and this site at Singapore is backup of their US mother plant. So I would definitely proudly say timely involvement of procurement team in the investment, project investment will help a lot in terms of desired output and right deliverables.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, moving to Manish. Manish, you manage international pharma logistics at Kusum Healthcare. And so, what are the logistical strategies or innovations have helped you maintain service reliability and compliance while optimizing cost in international markets?
Thank you, Nupur. First of all, now scenario is changing every day. When we woke up and reached to office, we found something, or sometimes we got message, something is changed, new tariff is imposed. So now we are doing transport validation in every quarterly because route is changed. Sometimes there is backlog or some challenges in any sea route. So we do always transport validation almost every quarter. We are using this GPS enabled data loggers and keep tracking, keep noting down each and every transit delays during the entire journey. And so far price is concerned, as per my understanding, I have three categories: cheap, good, fast. As I feel, cheap will may be good, but not fast. Fast will never be cheap. So I prefer for good. Now I'm not going so much technical. I'm going to tell you a story. Hope that will cover everything. How many of you are interested to listen a story? Please raise your hand. Okay, there is a landlord who has farms, fields, crops, so many cattle and RB horses and all. So he need a manager to maintain all these. He asked his HR to arrange CVs or, for so many candidates of supply chain expert or operation experts. Then HR arranged from so many different vendors CVs. And after scrutiny CVs, they found one CV captions, "Most of the night I sleep soundly." So that landlord asks, "What is this? Let's call him." They call him for interview. And then he said, "Sir, I know Power BI, I use Chat GPT and so many things. But most of the time I sleep soundly at night." In supply chain, how many of you sleep soundly at night? Please raise your hand. That's great. Then that landlord discussed with HR what to do. I'll ask him how many time is his notice period and how fast he can join. If he's agreed, then we will hire him and let's keep it on probation as it happens. Then after joining, sometime around 1 month, there was heavy rain, thunderstorm, and rains like cats and dogs. So that landlord woke up and shouted, "Oh my, what happened to my crops which were ready to harvest, that was ready to cut? There were new saplings on a field, must have washed away." He rushed with his all chelas and assistant, go and check. Then they went there, they found there was no crop, there was no harvest. Then one said, "Sir, seems it has been already cut down." Oh, that field must have washed away, new saplings were there. They went there, they found there was some drainage system was made, some directions were made to the water so that there was no water logging at that field and most of the plants were safe. Then he said, "Oh, I recalled that shade of my RB horses were broken, there was water leakage, they were getting wet, how I'll manage?" They rushed to their shades and found roof was repaired and horses were on safe condition. They are enjoying their time. Then said, "Where is that manager?" They said they found nowhere. Then he found in his room, he was sleeping soundly. So I need some participation. What is the moral of the story? Anybody from planning? Proactive approach, planning, forecasting, everything. And then continuously, I hope most of we are facing so much stress and tensions. Every day, suddenly Trump woke up, what could I do? Let's impose new tariff. Then at evening, he changed something. When the other countries or some other retaliate, then he changed his tariff plan. So I would share one Sanskrit shlok. Videsheshu dhanam vidya, vyasneshu dhanam mati. Parloke dhanam dharma, shilam sarvatra vedanam. Videsheshu Dhanam Vidya means when we go abroad, our skill, our knowledge, that helps us. Or like when I deal with the international buyers, some freight forwarders or shipping, and at that time my skill, my knowledge, that help. Then Vyasneshu Dhanam Mati. Vyasneshu means bad habits. Or I consider it when we are on very much stress, unforeseen challenges. Then Mati means wisdom, your pragya. That help how to handle the stress, how to face the challenge, how to challenge or face the situation which you have never seen before. I just want to tell you one example of my practical example. I think 1 month back, one of my person from purchase department, he has to place some urgent purchase order for printing of some packaging material. Suddenly he has some problem. He was on leave for 2-3 days. He didn't inform anything to anybody. And when he joined, suddenly we checked that one order is missing. Where is packing material? We are directly called to the supplier when you are giving this material. Sir, I do not have this order. Well, how it has happened? It must have been already placed. Then we asked to the executive, sir, I forget. I have this problem. I was on leave. He didn't report to anybody. Means in supply chain, communication, visibility is very much important. And then parloke dhanam dharma means when we go to other world, then what good deed we did, that will help. And Sheelam Sarvatra Vyadanam. Sheelam means politeness, kindness, be humble, be polite, be progressive. As we have seen that one airline, that ultimately the CEO just said, "Mujhe maaf kar dijiye, I could not manage the things. I am really sorry to the passengers." Thank you.
Thank you, Manish, for bringing the ancient wisdom and practical experience. Good mix it was. I just want to get one more aspect from you. So have you done any changes in your international logistics experience and how it has improved your ability to deliver on time?
Yeah, actually, keep on checking, keep on tracking. There is one thing, set skills and attitude. I have found whether you hire any person, if you give him all technology, all tools, if do not have attitude, we cannot do anything. Set skills can be given, set skill training, experience you can bring. But if we do not have attitude, in supply chain, I have learned it is a discipline. And if we have a positive attitude, we can do anything. And we are in pressure, we learn and we do everything.
Thank you, Manish. Now finally moving to logistics execution, where Neeta takes care of at Full Life Healthcare. Neeta, you're very close to logistics execution. So what are the practical changes in process, technology or partner management which has most improved your delivery reliability and lead times for your customer?
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? So I come from a company called Full Life Healthcare. So Full Life Healthcare is a company who had revolutionized the industry, pharma and food industry, being there for several years now. They have revolutionized by introducing effervescent technology in the nutrition and pharmaceutical formats, and being a innovative driven business. So this adds to the complexity of logistics. So first thing is it is very moisture sensitive, and second it is temperature control, and third it is having a very strict, stringent regulatory requirement. So all these things has to be managed very well. Being into like ground level logistics control or to take care of the processes. The first thing that we introduced is a shipment ready gate. So if the product is QA released, their stability requirements and like product stability and everything has been like frozen, then we trigger logistics. So that is the one thing that we attribute. Then because our product is more prone to faster degradation. So that has to be taken care. So we make sure that shipment is ready at the first place. The second thing is like commercial discipline. We have to have the payments and LC compliances met before the shipment leaves the factory. So that is the second thing we take care of. And the third thing is and to add to the point, like how Himanshu has rightly mentioned about the crisis that happened in 2023. So that added the documentary requirement, like they wanted health certificate. So we have to accommodate new compliances on documentation part as well while exporting. So all those things has to be taken care. So that should not make the lead time exceed of what it has been expected. And then we introduced, we built single export tracker where every cross-functional teams can access and they can identify the slippages in the early stage. So those can be like taken care of and those can be mitigated easily. And this will give a realistic communication of ETAs to the customers. So, and the last one is not the least, we partnered with lane-wise logistics providers who are very strong in food, pharma and moisture sensitive product. They have dealt with moisture sensitive products. So we partnered with them so that, the goods can reach the customer in in the innovative way with which the company has built it and maintain the integrity of the product till it reaches the customer. So that's how we implement the process.
Thank you so much, Neeta, because moisture content definitely is a major factor in the product quality, and even it extends to the tertiary packaging, you know, how you'd actually how the product gets to the customer, even if you move from the product to packaging. So thank you for touching on that. And if you can also just let us know any KPI that truly reflects your customer experience that you track.
For us, we majorly reliability is also a key indicator, but we majorly believe that informed customer is the major KPI for full life, because if customers is fully informed about the stages of their order, their product, then they will not have surprises. They will have it builds the stronger partnership relationship with the customers, and their trust has been built because of that. So we believe informed customer is the major KPI.
Definitely communication is the key. So thank you for bringing that aspect. And before we move to lightning round, one last question which I want to direct to Himanshu. Himanshu, based on your journey across operation from a quality and commercial domain, what is the mindset shift you believe organizations must adopt to build resilient and compliant supply chain?
So my experience was earlier on shop floor, then I shifted to compliance, then I shifted to operations, and then now in commercial category. So across this experience, I feel that there are three things which mindset should be there for any company for the resilient supply chain. So first thing is that quality and compliance are not optional. So we cannot adjust it due to the cost or the urgency. The second thing is that any decisions if we are taking, that should be risk based, not the cost based. Because initially the cost can be minimal, it seems minimal, but later if there are any quality failures or any regulatory challenges are there, then the total cost of ownership is obviously higher. And the third thing is that organizations need to understand that supply chain is a dynamic function. It is not a static one. So we need to continuously monitor our suppliers' performances, the risks, the regulations which are keeping changing day by day. So we should have our systems also well flexible enough. The organization should be flexible enough to absorb these things, these changes. Like I had said about the cost of testing of EG and DG, right? So to build a resilient supply chain system, industries or organizations should not see the transactions, but beyond the transaction shall focus on the intent, on the risk, and obviously on the accountability to the population for being a healthcare industry, right? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Himanshu. So moving to the next round where I'll just pose a question and I'll just have one sentence, 15-20 seconds, just if you can touch base on quickly across all of us. So what innovation or trend you think will have the biggest impact on the supply chain in next 5 years? We start from Hitesh.
Okay, sure. So, yes, I think so. People and technology. At least in next 5 years, yes, companies have realized now the procurement and supply chain functions are profit center. So they are going for right talent, right technologies. I have seen few industries, few companies, those who are heavily investing in AI, ML, blockchain, IoT sensors, control towers, and robotic process automations. So this is an era in coming 5 years, right people, how fast they are adopting this and making the supply chain stronger, this will decide their additional direction.
Thank you. Sheshagri ji?
Yeah. With the since last 3-4 years, we are especially after post-COVID, there is a lot of uncertainty, especially geopolitical situation. So it may not be, it will continue. So we had to be very prepared. Anytime like a tariff, all challenges can come. So we had to design our strategy that we can be protected with such situation.
Yeah, what I feel is integration is one piece which is very, very critical from supply chain standpoint, and having a right advanced planning tool implemented would obviously have that flexibility to have a better visibility in the system and at the same time speed to the market, serviceability and whatnot. So obviously that plays a very critical role. So advanced planning tool implementation is very, very critical. And if I can say, for example, in Sun Pharma, we are on the verge of implementing advanced planning tool, which is Kinaxis. And I have seen over the last 5-6 months how the various functions are getting integrated through that tool, and then there is a right path ahead which is there. So in a way, having a right tool will definitely help complex businesses to come on the one platform through this integrated process.
Neeta?
So I think logistics industry has a way to go. Like it has to develop its technological driven aspects. So I expect in India in the next 5 years, like we use blockchain technologies, like how other countries has been using, for example, Korea and like Egypt. So all these technologies will have a greater impact on the logistics deliverance for every industry across the international logistics. So that is what I expect that India should achieve in the next 5 or 6, 7 years.
Thank you.
In my view, the impactful trend is obviously AI. Because AI and machine learning in procurement functions, or if you can see the supply chain or finance, we are being done too much manual work. So in few years, the AI and machine learning can reduce the manual work, the repetitive works, and the team can focus on the strategic work. For the technology point of view, yes, as she said about the blockchain technology, India is far behind for the track and trace systems. US has implemented through that DSCSA Act. So in next 5 years, maybe we are also having our track and trace system, so we can track our medicines from the manufacturing to the customer. Thank you.
Manish, if you can.
My learning is, for my previous experiences and now for future, keep things simple, transparent, easy to understand to all. Before I forget, one thing, we always in supply chain, we found so many errors, missings, forgetfulness. Just note down please one book, that Checklist Manifesto. Is any heard about this name? Yes, that's good. I'm not promoting, but that is good. And one example, checklist, we should always follow a checklist. There is a incident of in 2005, Helios Airlines. A ground engineer left the cabin pressurization system in manual mode after pre-takeoff checks, and the flight crew failed to reset it to auto. Effect, the plane climbed, the cabin slowly lost pressure, leading to a lack of oxygen for everyone aboard. And the crew and the passenger become unconscious, and the plane flew on autopilot for hours until it ran out of fuel and crushed in a grease, killed all 121 people. In this case, what happened, all people were found with a lack of oxygen. Study was continuously going on. Ultimately, they found, and they checked the history of each passenger, how much time. They found one passenger who took around more than 10 minutes, rest of the passengers. Then ultimately they study about that passenger and who sent last message. You will find it in Google. He sent the message of Mayday. He was a swimmer and he can hold his breath more than 10 minutes, rest of the common man. Then ultimately they found the exact reason of this failure. So maybe pilot thought it is always in autopilot mode, auto mode. So it must be pressurization system, it be auto mode. He did not check the checklist. So my submission is, we must have a checklist of all processes for in future systems also. Thank you.
From supply chain point of view, the therapeutic areas are changing, right from the, you can call biosimilars to now we are looking at cell and gene therapy for a lot of oncology related diseases. So my view is having, upskilled supply chain team. One part is having AI, ML. I think again, AI is something which is again trained by humans. So having a right skill of having managed supply chain in the therapeutic areas to coming in future, I think supply chain is going to play a major role in establishing all these aspects. Plus the government coming into the funding of lot many research funding that is coming into pharma. So I look at India being pharma hub, even though we call it now, but I don't know to what extent that is right. But at least after 5 years, maybe we can look at a lot of molecules coming out of India, which can make patients' life more joyful. Thank you.
Right. Currently we are somewhat of a proactive kind of a mode. So what I see is going forward, we'll be having more of predictive kind of technologies which will be coming. So scenario building, so if this happens, what would be the game plan? What are the 3 options, 2 options we have, what are the best options we have? It will be more of a scenario building and giving it to the leadership to take decisions. So I see there's such kind of technologies coming in.
Thank you, Chandrasekhar. And since we are nearing the end of the discussion, before I open the floor for questions, I just want to wrap up. And so we discussed, all of us discussed on the importance of end-to-end planning and visibility. Integrated business planning will play a major role. Secondly, how procurement and logistics should be acting as strategic levers and not just cost centers. Apart from that, towards the end, we also discussed on futuristic tools and innovations which will play a key role across data, digitization and people capabilities. So thank you so much, all of you, for sharing your practical experience, and everyone for patient hearing. So now I open the floor for questions. It can be directed to whom you want to.
Yeah, so again, good morning to all of you. I'm Raj from Scorpion Express. You know, see, as I think Nupur was saying that, you know, the practical experiences you will have shared. So we are also providing logistics solutions to all the pharma companies. So one of the point comes many a times, you know, all the 3 departments are sitting over here: procurement, production and logistics, okay? You know, the logistic people, they will say that, you know, this shipment is really very, very important. It has to reach before time, otherwise my production will get held. Many a times it will happen. So my request to all of them, you know, all the pharma people, you know, at least we need to have one of the operating system or operating model or technology which can align all the 3 departments. All the 3 departments are very important, so that we can avoid this type of issues. This is what the point I just wanted to mention. So anybody can highlight this.
I think you are speaking about, you know, fake urgency that generally gets created out of the way we want. So I think defining priority is very critical when we are especially engaging with external partners. And this can come out of the, you know, you can create a matrix, what is more critical to us, and get the output and get this to our external partners so that they can act accordingly. If we say 5 things are equally important, it does not make sense and nothing will reach on time. So definitely we need to have a system and process in-house where the priorities are well defined in terms of communication. Clarity in communication is very important from my perspective. Anyone wants to contribute? Machindra.
Yeah, I just add what I have already said actually. So priority is something what Nupur is already speaking. Just to add to that, obviously having a holistic view of the things is definitely something which helps us to take certain decisions at much faster pace. So having a holistic view of the things is possible when you have a system, right? So when you have a system in place which speaks about, let's say, cost to service and how important one activity is and whatnot. So basically having a holistic view and taking a right decision based on the data, right? So you will have a lot of data so that you can take certain decisions which are important, and then you can deprioritize certain tasks which are not that important. So system will help you to have that holistic view once everything is there.
Thank you, Machindra.
Hi, I am Tejas Mehta. I have one question here. We have product, we have process, we have technology. Everything to make our life little easier, little comfortable. I just want to ask an open question. Where do you place people? What importance would you like to give to your team and your people?
Importance to people, process, technology in terms of...
No, I'm saying process, product and technology is already available with us to make our life little simpler and easier. What importance would you like to give to our people? When I say people, means team, the member who works with us. What importance do you give on a scale of 1 to 10 and why?
So if you say about the industrial environment, so first it starts with the people only. It is like man, machine, material, method, and then measurement. So if your people are not trained, if they do not know their SOPs, if they are not doing, if this problem is there, what to do? Because we are in a responsible healthcare industry. So first of all, the important thing is people. It is the most important thing. And rightly said by this sir also, he said that the attitude should be there in the supply chain. If attitude is not there, the technology will not work, the machine will not work, the process will not work. And this is my submission. Thank you.
The most important of all, people are the backbone.
I say all three I can manage if my people is with me. I place them the most important part of entire activity. Thank you.
Agree. Can we have Mike at the back?
Any more questions?
There's one question.
I think I'd request you to take it outside.
Let me complete.
Try take.
Just keep it quick and precise.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you for this insightful session. I just want to understand the peak efficiency part where decision making is very important. Something as recent as GST MRP change, where maybe one of your existing vendor didn't have the bandwidth to do the labeling. How do you deal with that kind of decision in making faster decisions, since multinationals have many layers of decision making problems? So a GST MRP change, how have you dealt with that? Can be an example for us to understand. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone?
So in the ERP system in our organization, we had each item code linked with the HSN code, and if you know, in the notification each HSN code was having the initial, this was the GST, and now this GST is there. So on the 21st of the September, we changed our HSN code linked to a new GST, and then from the 22nd one we were compliant enough with the new regulations. Thank you.
So add on here. So what we did is we issued all the price list, the revised price list to all the customers. We ensured that every customer understands that this is the new price list, and relabeling was stricken off because every company had crores of products with them, billions of products with them. So we cannot do a relabeling of stock. So what we ensured we halted all the productions and moved that the production comes after the cutoff date of that of 22nd of September. So wherever we had urgencies, we had continued the production, and where we had some sufficient stock, we had postponed that to after September production. So it came with the new MRP.
Just adding on to it that along with it, I think packaging change was critical, played a critical role in this, and hence the packaging capability, capability of your vendors was very important at this point of time. So because we had to meet it in a very short timeline, first aligning in-house stakeholders, like what should be the priorities, and then clearly communicating it to our vendors. So when to turn it around, that played a major role in this transition for us. Because definitely bottleneck was the vendor capacity at that point of time. So clear communication played a key role. Thank you. Yeah, Ugmani, over to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give them a well-deserved round of applause. A special shout out to you, Ms. Nupur, for steering the conversation with remarkable clarity, command and control, keeping it focused, insightful and sharply aligned with the realities of today's pharma supply chain's context. All of your perspectives truly on integrating procurement, production and logistics have brought real-world clarity to what peak efficiency truly looks like, not as a concept, but as a competitive advantage. Well, to recognize all of your contributions and to extend you a token of appreciation for your valuable contribution to PharmaConnect 2026, may I invite Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Dipanjan Banerjee, Chief Commercial Officer, Blue Dart, who will be on stage to present the mementos to our distinguished speakers. Mr. Dipanjan Banerjee, please, I would appreciate you coming over to the stage. Give it up for Mr. Dipanjan Banerjee, the Chief Commercial Officer of Blue Dart. We have Ms. Nupur Jha, Site Lead and FemCare Value Stream Leader at Kenvue. Give it up for our lead moderator and the strategist of this panel, Session 2. We have Mr. Suhas Subhushan. He is the Associate Director and Head of Supply Chain at Orion Oncology. Give it up for Mr. Suhas, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Head of Planning and Distribution at Universal NutriScience, Mr. Chandrasekhar Jana. Give it up for Mr. Jana. I would appreciate some cheers from all of you gentlemen. Mr. Manish Agrawal, Lead Logistics, Pharma International Business, Kusum Healthcare. Give it up for Mr. Manish. Please welcome Mr. Hitesh Kukreja, Senior General Manager, Global Projects Procurement Supply Chain at Piramal Pharma. A round of applause for Mr. Sheshagiri Koppal, Deputy General Manager, Direct Procurement, Olon Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients, India. Can we have Mr. Machindra Power, Senior Manager, Demand Planning, Emerging Asia and ANZ Markets at Sun Pharma. Give it up for Mr. Pawar. We have the Assistant Manager for Logistics at Full Life Healthcare, Ms. Neeta Jadhav. Give it up for Ms. Neeta. And Himanshu Rajput, ladies and gentlemen, Senior Manager Procurement, Kriam Pharma. Give it up for Mr. Himanshu. All of you, please get it for a group photograph. Please hold your trophies and certificates.